So if you think about it, when we come here, right, we come here to learn, right? And we come here to learn, and then we go ahead and we ascend and we ascend and we ascend, right? And we wake up to reality type of scenario, and we remember why we came here. So if you look at it in this form, right, in order for us to learn from the experience, right, we also have to heal. It coincides, right? Because if you hold on to the pain, if you hold on to the regret, if you hold on to the remorse, then you have not truly gained the experience out of it. We could say that. I think we could agree that that's something that makes sense, right? So if we go ahead and we think about it, no matter what it is, and we understand that we come here to learn and to ascend, and then we have these wounds from the past, right? Or even from the present right now, and we're dealing with them, we can then understand that if we choose to heal, we choose to learn. If we choose to learn, then we choose to heal. And by doing so, we're choosing to ascend to another level because we're not repeating the same thing over and over again. And then by choosing to heal and not cast judgment, which one of the forms to not cast judgment is to, one, identify what entity is operating through the person, and two, we can also say, hey, so this was part of my contract, right? And we forgive, we move on quickly, right? So that's two forms to not pass judgment, by accepting that it could be part of our contract, or that it is, or two, and two, we also look at the entities that were attached to the person, what they're operating under, and then forgive the person, but fuck off with the entity, right? And so by doing so, we heal and we learn, right? And so we ascend little by little to another level in our ascension process, in our awakening, while we're here in this vessel on earth, doing what we came here to do, right? That was for somebody. We choose to understand that this is a school, right? Because we continue to learn and we continue to grow and we continue to evolve. But the only way to get there and to do that is through healing. In order for anything to begin, we have to heal and not pass judgment. Because our subconscious has to be clear. It has to be completely clear in order for you to make it to the next level. You cannot hold judgment. You cannot hold in resentment. You cannot be mad at the person. You have to be so unbothered, but in reality, like I don't give a fuck type of scenario. In reality, in today, now, and any day, you can be triggered by whatever the hell is going on or happened or none of that. Because in order for you to ascend and make it to the good stuff, you got to clear the cache. Like in the computer, you clear the history of what you searched and what you looked up and all that good stuff. The same thing with our minds. We have to be able to clear the cache at a deep level. And that's hard work. Which is why it's important that maybe if we change our mindsets, right? And start looking at it we're here to learn. What lesson did I get out of this? What lesson do I need to get out of that? Do I really want to keep repeating this lesson? Is the person even worth me repeating the lesson with them? Are they worth my time? Are they going to change? Are they not going to change? Right? What entities are operating through them? And do I need to move the fuck on? Because if that's the case, then we move on. We move on. And if not, if the person is actually doing the work and you want to give it a try with the person, then you give it a try, because we're not just going to be disposing of human beings like they're nothing, but again, we're not going to be putting ourselves in situations where we're suffering to please other people. As for me, I only give second chances to specific people, special people. Other than that, like if you did it the first time, most likely you're going to do it again. Yeah. Which is why my divine masculine ain't here yet, because we're waiting for him to be properly trained. Moving on. Okay, I'm gonna focus. Earth school. We're here to learn and evolve and grow, and the first step is to heal. Forgive it all. Forgive it all, let it all go, deprogram from society's expectations, from the titles, the mom, dad, uncle, brother, sister, cousin, friend, even sometimes son and daughter. We have to let it all go. Because even yesterday I was speaking about how some of us are placed in families to teach them something or for us to learn something out of it. So in reality, once we have our awakening and we go through the healing, right, and we balance our masculine and feminine side out, and we start changing our diet and evolving and raising our vibration and go through our awakening, we'll realize that our bloodline, because we're going to wake up our bloodline, right? Our bloodline is not the same as the bloodline that we have here. And a lot of those people, because you've grown so much, you've evolved so much, those people are going to drop off anyways. Because they're not ready to move forward with you. And then you create your own family. And also you'll find your soul tribe here. Because we have contracts with the Most High God. And then we have something called soul tribe. And that could be friends, like friends that you find, business partners, lovers. There's things called twin flames, right? For those who are at that level or know about that. There's things called twin flames, soulmates. What is the other one? Soul tie, right? So we got to build it, because if we look at those things and we see that those are real things, we can then agree that we come here with soul contracts. And even with those contracts, like with the ones where you have a soulmate, a twin flame, and all that good stuff, you don't have to stay there. Like if the person doesn't wake up and ascend and do right by you, you have to let them go. You do not have to stay there. You have 1,000 more soul contracts. That isn't the only one. There's so many more. Yeah. So, think about it. Meditate on it. Okay. I might be back on in a little bit.